I roused myself from my slumber to a sensation of different burning boils. Ow, ow, ow. What? Did I get stung up by something? My hand reached up to my face and quickly slipped beneath the hood. Sort of touching round, I came to rest on the tiny puncture wounds in my face. Am I allergic to umami bites? I came to a rest, pulling myself up, and began to rapidly tap down my face. Oh yeah, those things are swelling. No. Letting out a brief cry, I realized, oh, I am actually otherwise feeling a lot better. Okay, that's good. I can deal with a few welts if it means that my body will stop screaming every time I try to move it. All that I have to do is stand up. My legs were reduced to jelly. The last few days of continuous running were not fit for a Yaiyo. They were not fit for one who tends the books. Letting out a quiet whimper away from everyone else, I managed to sort of begin a rocking motion. My mastery of momentum over the last few days seems to be my large takeaway for the way that I hold myself in my shroud. By using the base or back of this large construction, I can create almost a shell of thick, fatty material, and rolling back and forth on it, instead of standing up straight, I simply roll into position, carrying the momentum, and pop to my feet. There we go. No issue. I'd done it. It was a little embarrassing, and if I was going to do it again, I'd probably want to make a big show of it, but at the very least, feeling better. Huh. I wondered, where'd my companions gone? Are they faring as well? I thought back. Arcot hanging on for dear life to the towering figure of Zahn. Strege facing down. Almost the closest thing to a reported duel that I'd ever seen. Seeing Gartrinus time and time again not only struggle with fate, but, I kind of feel bad for Gartrinus, actually. I pulled my hat from the top of my hood, flicking it out and dusting it out, allowing it to expand to full height. I stretched and began to turn. First few days in the village, and that's already an amount of danger and threat that's, I don't think is normal. I thought back. All of the times attention was turned to Gartrinus. He was covered in acid. He was flung across a ravine. A horde of skeletons descended upon him. Yeah, I gotta tell him that isn't normal. I wandered into the village proper. Good morning.
5 words, Oh, Yaiyo, hey.
Hello. Good morn.
Golo golo.
Golo.
Sis, why are your face swelling?
You know how I'm allergic to, like, most things.
Yaya's face is swelling. Yaya's face is swelling.
Yeah, I found an additional thing. I found it. Yeah, this isn't new. Everybody knows. Everybody knows already, probably, right? I found a new thing. Remember the time when the merchant brought face cream and I tried it on my face and then my face swelled up? It's like that again.
Okay. Does it hurt?
Yes, immensely. I can barely see.
Oh, that sounds bad.
Yeah, you want to know where I got these wounds?
Where?
You want to know what bit me?
What?
The most fearsome creature in the entire world. One of those traitorous, horrific, awful, terrible dolls.
You got bit by a doll?
I did get bit by a doll.
Wait.
Yeah.
I don't think that's right. Dolls don't have teeth.
Well.
They're soft and made of linen.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Well, I reach into my cloak, and as they approach,
I don't really see it in any, like... Ah!
I swung the doll in front of myself, allowing the wind to cause its linen body to flap open, revealing the sharp rows of teeth. This finger puppet could be used as an effective boxing glove. See?
Get it away from me!
What's the matter? You scared? You scared of a little linen doll?
It's all right. It's done for. She cut it already. Look.
Seeing a look I all too recognized crossed Etete's face, and I internalized her plan in a moment. Again, we'd done this tens, if not hundreds of times in the past. Oh, yeah. No, we managed to cut it. You think anything can stand up to a shot from Arcot? Look! I reached forward and extended the doll slightly to past Etete, giving her a full vantage point.
Yeah, you see, it's like, it's biting me!
Oh no! That'll show him.
I've been playing word game with them for about an hour now.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Word game.
Your brother's getting pretty good at it.
Word game. Okay, yeah, honestly, I approved. It's an extremely good use of time and also edifying when it comes to gathering different bits of scattered knowledge and even scattered bits of language. I yanked myself up on the small platform and sort of sat there.
Let me take this too. Just for a bit.
Just for a bit? Okay.
I have an idea for it.
You gotta give it back, though. It's instrumental to my schemes.
All right, I'll give it back to you.
My schemes.
Do you want a drink?
Yeah, so...
It helps with the pain.
Yeah. Hey, have you been filled in on the situation?
The what?
With the lich, you know?
The what?
The lich.
What?
The lich.
He's alive?
Okay. I took the...
Oh, no.
I took the next 30 minutes communicating to Etete our exploits up to this point. At various points, I borderline got too much into my description and almost drove her into a fervor. Excitement or perhaps fear causing her to borderline cry out. But it's fine. See? It's fine. Everything's fine.
That's a good story.
Yeah, right? And for now, it's got to remain just a story and not a story that other people can hear. Just for now, okay?
Okay, fine. You know what? We'll do that then.
Because, think about it. If you start spreading it around now, people will know and then they'll stop it.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
There'll be complete buzzkills about it. You gotta let it almost bloom into fruition.
But Kanata would shut that down immediately.
Yeah, instantaneously.
Oria doesn't like fun things.
Not at all. But she did do a good job of stopping the Strom from absolutely butchering everybody in the village, so...
I suppose she did. It's the thing she likes to do best. Make sure we stay out of trouble.
Yeah, not exactly a fun thing, but I've got to say, at the very least, I appreciate her unique skill set as of today a little bit more.
Hey.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
I do agree. You got me so caught up, I forgot. I actually wanted to ask you something.
What's that?
If you don't mind.
What's that?
Here, take a seat next to me. Lean up against the drum.
Okay.
And here, I'm going to pull out this flask, and you're going to take a deep drink of it, as much as you can fit in your mouth, and then you're gonna swallow it for me.
Okay, sure. Just my constitution's weak. You know that.
Okay, you're gonna take half of a mouthful, and then that's where you're going to stop.
Okay.
I don't need you completely destroyed for this.
Yeah, I'm breaking down in hives from umami bites. I'm pretty sure this could kill me.
I don't know how that's going to work with Gemwall, but we'll find out.
Okay.
All right. Tastes good? Probably not.
It's how do you drink this stuff?
It's about feeling, not taste.
Oh, I'm feeling it. Oh, I'm feeling it. It feels like
I
burning.
bet you are.
Yeah, okay.
Ah,
Oh,
now I've got you into my trap.
what?
So,
What? Okay, go on. Oh, sweet my eyes.
I'm gonna finish this.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
I've got to ask you a question as probably my greatest friend in the village.
Greatest. Whoa, greatest? That's pretty good.
Yeah, not too many people like my presence, so you win by default.
That I will. I'll take it.
But I like your presence.
Okay. You know what? I'll take that.
Good. But I need to ask you a question because as my friend, I'm a little worried.
What's that?
I know it's mean to learn this way, but I did want to ask you, when we were in the library, Malin said something that I wanted to ask you about.
What's that?
She kind of blurted it out. She mentioned that you haven't been writing a journal.
No. No, I haven't.
I see. Well, I'm not here to judge you. I just wanted to know why.
I'm kind of running out of excuses.
Mm-hmm.
Which one are you? I mean, like I could run down the list of them, and we could see which one best suits you, which one you'd buy.
All right. Throw me your best one first, and we'll see if I care to accept
Okay,
it.
so the main one that deflects people away from it. I spend so much time tending the journals of others, I don't have time to do my own. And
There are people way busier than us who write their journals.
yeah, damn, got me. Okay. Next, I recounted all of the various excuses I'd practiced in my mind and on others over the last few years. Not writing a journal, it's a little embarrassing, but more than that, it adds a certain fragility to life that can be somewhat difficult to overcome. I hadn't worked on mine then, and even now. I spoke out loud. Look, boom. My head pitched back and hit the side of the drum. I don't like how I don't like how the fact that if I start writing my journal now, I feel like I'm almost moving. It's scary.
It's scary.
It's scary, yeah.
And that's the real reason, huh?
Yeah, I'm terrified.
Yeah. What's so scary? It's just a book.
Like everything.
Uh-huh.
I sat up. Every single part of it. I read other people's journals. I read their stories from start to finish. And I'm supposed to keep track of them and catalog them. How do people live so earnestly? How do our fellows live lives so bravely, confidently, so full of emotion, so full of passion? How do they? You're a storyteller. You get it, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's something better than a story, better in a story than the everyday. I don't know. I look at myself. I look at my own mundane thoughts. I look at my schemes. I look at what I want, and it's good from like an outside perspective, right? Like when people look back on what Yaiyo has done, they'll see it and they'll think, yeah, she was probably a schemer and kind of a bastard, and I don't know, she got set on fire a lot. but like that'll be a story and everybody will be able to put it together. And from the outside, it'll seem great and grand. But when I look at it from my perspective, it's a whole lot of panicking, running around, not knowing what to do. It's a lot of being reactionary and I pulled my hat low, unwilling.
It's like it's not cool.
Shut
it's
up.
a lot less cool
Shut up.
when you write it down, isn't it? Are you afraid of not being cool?
The first person perspective robs things. I'm afraid of my story being something simple. A story about somebody who ran around panicking until the moment they died. I'm the girl that has to fill in the end of every single story when it comes back incomplete. I've gotten really, really good at writing functional, heroic seeming eulogies. But I start to write my own story and I get to work and all I can think about is those last 2 pages that I usually add on. How am I going to work my way to those last 2 pages? And then I start and I'm like, oh, well, if it's going to end that way, I kind of want it to start cool or impressive or like, I don't know, something that people will circulate and be like, wow, about instead of wow, about, you know?
You know, I think I'm seeing a bit of it now. You keep talking about those last moments.
Yeah.
It's the ending that's scary, isn't it?
It is. How can you start writing? How can you start even reading if you know how it ends, right?
Well, you know, you're the town log keeper. You see so many journals. You see basically the most of everyone because you always have to check every single one.
Yeah.
But you know who also sees the most journals in the village?
Who's that?
Come on. I'm the storyteller. It's all material.
Yeah, I was about to say, is it somebody who's nosy and who just admitted to sneaking in and see, oh, hold on, I'm feeling a little sick.
I'm not nosy.
Is it somebody who just admitted to looking at far more journals than Patakata approves of?
No one approves of what I do. Everyone just thinks I'm some louch.
That is a lie.
Except
yeah,
you.
Thank you.
I will not include you in that. And you know what, Arcot and Garchiness and I guess Stray Gay too, they all seem to care about it.
Put that in your
too.
journal about me. I was kind of cool about this.
Oh, that's just it, Yaiyo. Because we're a bit more alike than you think. I also don't have a journal.
Oh. Really?
Yeah. I think my life's a little too sad to write a journal about the everyday.
Looking over, I fully recognized the expression on Etete's face, and in getting the full context of it, I could only think a single thing. Damn. It all clicked.
I chopped Yaiyo directly down at the top of the head at that very moment. Taking my time to steal the initiative from her, I immediately bounced on myself, feeling a little inebriated at that point. But I don't have a journal because I'm a little sad, but you know what I do have?
What do you have?
I reached up and grabbed up at my head, starting loose one of the crumpled little scrolls that was tied around the bead, making one and pulling it down. Look at this. You see this?
What is this? Hold on. What is it?
I smiled, calming myself a little bit. I was excited to surprise her after I had heard, but I think my build-up was better than I expected. So, with that in tow, I then finally turned my attention to her again and stood triumphantly, my hands to my side. This, my dear Yaiyo, is an epic. I've only written 3, because there's only been 3 I felt like writing in my entire life. But they're all grander than any journal you've ever read. And I pulled one out at random because I want to show it to you.
Oh, extremely bold words. So what do you have? What do you have? You have more muscle mass than you let on is what you have.
I just, yeah, well.
You almost caved my shroud in. How did...
I think I'm sorry, I think you're just a little wounded right now. And maybe
carry on
squishy.
with your epic.
Okay.
I briefly unsquished myself. She wasn't wrong.
Let's see, this one is the... Ooh. This one's a little embarrassing, I think. But I stood up, pulling myself to attention, and then unfurled the scroll as wide as I could as I turned and let the rest drop to the ground. It spread its full length out and managed to crumple up around her feet as I eventually read from the top. "'Tis the story of Etete, the drunkard, and the mountain that she lived. A tale full of misconception, a tale full of disbelief, and a tale of one idiot managing to find the truth of a situation where all else could not see with their wiser minds and sharper heads. It is a story of me."
That's actually extremely compelling. In its own way, I can see the appeal, actually. I can definitely see the appeal.
Well, let me keep reading.
How much have you written of this?
Oh, you're gonna see. "We start our journey inside the town in which she lived, along with her entire population, all segmented within one singular little town, buried within a mountain they once called home, now no longer there." The cave cleaner had found itself moving across the different areas of the mountain. Its entire form had shifted, moving around with its furry, almost blatant, large white pelt. It shifted around. You could see its body, its multiple tails burning on its back as it moved step by step with its long, languid legs, pulling itself to attention around, lurking, doing what it could to take away things that lie too long in the cave. They did not understand its point, though. They did not understand what it was. All they saw were the fear from its extending neck and the mandibles that sprouted from the fur beneath it. Those dark, pitch-black eyes looking across with their piercing gaze and hollowed face. And as they stared across at it, it was faster than any of them, being able to shift like some type of far-off wolf of winterlands, moving across the entire surrounding cave in matters of seconds. Its claws sharp, its body nimble. Not even the strong hunters could find and cut it down. But one day, on a collected spree of hunting between the Loins and the Strong, as they looked across the lands for it, they noticed that it had left a trail that went deeper into the mountain, and deep into the mountain to the land far, far where the Loins feared. And so I stood. I gazed upon this creature as it looked directly back at me. The Strone hunters had been cast around. All of them having followed my advice, they managed to avoid dying, but all in their own stubbornness still managed to ignore the most crucial piece. To avoid the attacking from the rear, to avoid moving in behind, and also to please treat the creature with some dignity and respect it deserved. The Galoins did not listen to me either, so it came down to me in this final moment. As I ran directly across and charged at the creature, they all thought I was insane, the final act of a drunken, stumbling girl. But as I moved up and found myself directly in front of the thing, I jammed forward not a blade, not a pen, not an arrow, but a humble little fruit. One I had managed to acquire in my earlier stumblings. I pulled it out and presented it, and those mandibles simply grabbed at it. For amongst it all, there was one thing I understood, one thing I had seen more than any Strollen hunter, and even the Galoins that were well fed for serving the Lich's entire raiding group. For I saw when a beast was hungry, and how hunger could drive someone to madness. Man, beast, anything. And in this case, a hungry Galoin gave her only food to a hungry beast. And it thanked her and discarded, leaving into the mountain.
Wait, hold on.
Huh?
How much? I attempted to immediately shift into the question phase, trying to obscure something very obvious. Etete had mentioned once, when she was deeper in her inebriation than usual, exactly some of my, quote, adorable habits that made me a good audience member. I had a habit of, whenever a big monster was being actively described, to actively shiver and shake if the narration was good, or let out noises of glee during moments of triumph. But I would never interrupt. Apparently, this was, quote, very cute of me. As such, I would not give her the satisfaction of her incredibly high-quality story evoking such emotions from me. How much embellishment was there in that story?
I used fancy words. And I perhaps embellished, but I can tell you honestly that there is only truth in this story. I did see a beast of that nature. I did hand it an apple, and I did indeed starve that night.
You're friends with one of the cave cleaners?
I am friends with one of the cave cleaners. I haven't seen them in a long time, but I am.
I mean, we're thinking about going into the deep mountains. You should come along. We could maybe see your friend. Add another page to the epic.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe we will do that. I sat down. My epic concluded, I started rolling it up and slipped it across onto my head. There were 2 more like that, but I'm not going to blow all my stories at once.
Yeah, you gotta keep adding to it, right?
Well, I'm working on a new scroll now. It's based on the adventure we've been having. Because I feel it in my bones. Sometimes I throw them out because I don't like them. But this time, I think I'm going to have another finished scroll.
I felt a warmth spread through my body, and it wasn't just the gem wall addling my senses. It wasn't something I could say out loud entirely clearly, but a very genuine smile spread across my face. It remained resting there for a little bit, as the best I could muster, through the various layers of affectation. Yeah, I think this is gonna be a good one.
I'm glad you think so. You're gonna see yourself in my prose for the first time.
Yeah,
and
better than.
And I'm gonna tell you, if you're worried about feeling underwhelming, don't worry. I'm gonna make you into a star.
Yeah! See, this is exactly what I was counting on you for. You, more than anyone, can move through and incoolin me.
I reached forward and I shoved a prodding finger with all my force to make sure it registered on her cheek through the shroud.
Ow!
Oh, right. Sorry, you were...
The boils!
There. That actually... Oh, God, that probably really hurt, didn't it? Oh, sorry. Well, we're getting away from the point. Was that like any journal you've ever seen before?
No, it wasn't.
No. Huh. I didn't want to write a journal because it didn't feel right. It wasn't the way our ancestors intended for our journals to look.
Oh.
The way that we live our lives.
It's not something I'd considered before.
I think you've read a lot of our recent journals. I think my one advantage on you is that I've managed to read more of the older ones. Huh. Sometimes it makes you angry.
Yeah.
When you read some of the really old ones, it's like they seem like they're living idyllic lives.
Yeah.
Just out there.
Yeah.
But if I can do a journal that's not a journal, then I'm sure the great Yaiyo can figure something out.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you'll be the first Galoin to write a journal that's just commentary on all of the money we waste.
No one would read that ever, but...
I would.
Really?
Yeah.
How drunk?
I want you to write someone so that one day I can read it.
Okay, deal.
All right.
I muttered it fast. A quick attempt to shove past exactly how much that meant to me. Done, deal. Okay, cool.
All right. Sounds good. If I finish my scroll first, I don't know.
You're gonna finish your scroll first. You
hit like the drum.
Boom. You write like the wind.
But I edit like a monster.
They say it's been too long. It's so nice to see you. You're a good friend of mine. So long farewell, adieu. for that distant we. So I'm searching for near eternity, but I don't know where I should be. Love of branch, no family tree, no friends I have to see. An unfriendly propensity is my natural state to take flight in perpetuity. And so echo back is only me, cut off from precious we.